The only thing I'm trying to do here, like we're all talking about bettering ourselves. I'm trying to better myself, but not like be a better person and do charity work. I'm just trying not to lose in my own life. When I say I'm trying to be a better me, I'm trying to stop losing. I don't know, like the rest of you, I almost make it sometimes too, right? Like I'll be there, I'll be like 99% of the way there, and then it'll go wrong. And I'm like, fuck, I promised never to be here again. And then I'm on like time 11, which means I spent all day looking for a job, which means I just sat in a room by myself pressing a button over and over into the abyss of imaginary jobs. You know, I have 27 copies of the same resume from just cutting and pasting it into different order for whatever stupid fucking job on Indeed.com. Then I'm getting emails back that I'm one of 1,700 applicants for. And then everyone's complaining about all their drug problems and stuff. I did cocaine one time for 9 years. Okay? The 90s. What a fucking weekend that turned out to be. Okay? Now I'm complaining about marijuana, coffee, and tobacco. That's my problem right now. And I know like that's not even a real problem because I went to an AA meeting and they're like, hey dude, we all smoke weed at this AA meeting. And I'm like, I'm from the East Coast. I don't think that's how it works. Now, one thing about being a guy from the East Coast, even though I grew up here, I'm from here, but I went there in 91, so I'm half and half. But I was there for the last 27 years. And I'm Jewish, and I grew up here in Manhattan Beach, and I was the only Jewish person at the time. Everyone else looked like Brad Pitt. And they used to say, fuck that. When you're a different color, race, the white people wait till you walk away and say shit behind your back. But when you're me, it's like being undercover. And they'll say horrible things about Jewish people to me. Is this getting too tense? Am I using the wrong tone of voice? No, I just needed to pop the tone of voice. I didn't pay attention. Like, because when you're trying to tell a thing and I'm trying to, anyway, you get my point. So they used to be like, you know, Jewish people are cheap, and I'd be like, you guys, I'm Jewish. And then because I was their friend, they'd be like, well, yeah, but you're not a Jew. You know, which I don't know what that means, but I do know that ever since I was 5, I don't feel comfortable picking up my own quarter when I drop it. No, it makes me self-conscious. I'm afraid they're going to be like, attention, there is a Jewish person on aisle 5 picking up a quarter. You know? And that's like my little whatever damage of childhood racism or whatever, you know? And then racists aren't even good at what they do anymore. Because I have friends that are like, Cole is a racist who hates Mexicans, but his best friend's Miguel. And I'm like, dude, Miguel's your best friend. And he's like, yeah, but that's Miguel. And I'm like, you're not even good at being a racist, man. Like, you might be liberal. Do you understand? So, I go to New York. I'm there in the 90s. I'm part of the rock and roll thing. I'm part of the nightclub life. I'm part of the hip-hop scene. And I even sat in booths with Donald Trump. And no offense to me, but if you've ever sat in a booth with me, you should not be the president of the United States. And so I was part of like rock and roll hip hop, and over the time everyone started to dress the same and look alike. You know, like all the clothes met in the middle, the belt buckles started to be the same, and the hats. And in New York I started to think there was no racism, there were mixed. Then I came back to the other most liberal city in the world, LA, and it's like, not racist. Like, when people talk about being safe in LA versus New York, I feel safer in New York because it's like being in the jungle. Even if you're getting attacked, there's a bunch of people in the windows, like fucking screeching monkeys and kookaburras, making noise. In LA, you're just out there in the fucking Serengeti on your own. You know, wow, look, you didn't even spill. That's fucking awesome. Well, it spilled a little, but let's not let it ruin the trajectory of the show. Don't cry over spilled cold brew. So, I've started to think that there's no racism because of the world I'm living in, right? Then, I'm riding my bike through Manhattan Beach where I grew up looking very matchy-matchy that day. I looked really good. And I ride by these volleyball players and they go, oh, dude, there's one of those white Mexicans. I know. And I'm like, I guess I'm like all things to all people. Because like, I left Jewish and then I came back Mexican, right? Which I guess is what a Jewish hip-hop New Yorker is in Manhattan Beach, right? But then I rode my bike a little further, and these 3 Mexican women looked at each other and they go, "Cholos always look so nice." So I'm like, this is good. And what I realized is about being a Jewish white guy on the West Coast versus the East Coast. On the East Coast, white guys, we shave our heads, just like black guys and Indians and Spanish people. White guys do what Tony does. No matter how much that shit is disappearing, they just keep styling it and brushing it to the side. They're like, "I'm white, I'm white!"
Tony's Mexican!
Oh, that's right, but you're fucking up the trajectory of the show.
I was gonna spill my drink.
You're the cold brew. Don't spill your drink. We don't need any more drink spilling right now. Or we could. Do whatever you need to do. I don't know anymore. The older I get, the less I have to talk about up here, because the more I realize it's uninteresting. Right? Like, that's one of the things about getting older. We don't look down on younger people. We don't think you're stupider or boring, or well, we do think you're boring, but not because you're boring, because we've already heard it like 1,000 times. You know, like, I'm 49, you know, I only have 1 year left to figure out what I want to be when I grow up. You know, and like, my great-grandma lived to be 107, so like, I'm not even afraid of dying, but I'm super scared of living forever. Because financially speaking, I have 3 weeks left to live right now. Like, I'm on death row, kind of, but I'm also afraid to buy my favorite last meal. And I'm one of those 49s, like, I was in fantasy land like every other party person. I thought I'd be dead at 33. And now I have, like, credit card debt. Like, it didn't go, like, I thought I was that fucking wild. And like, no, just another person who lived. You know, there's no t-shirt, you know. One thing I learned about rock and roll and hip hop is that the hip hop artists shoot each other and the rock stars shoot themselves. Was that not the right joke for this one? It came into my head and I was like, I gotta get that one out, but I said it in the wrong tone again, because that happens sometimes. That's the wrong thing. I get hyped up. I'm one of those people that, like, I lose a lot of debates and arguments, even if I'm smarter than the other person, because I'm emotionally immature and I'll just fucking flip out. Like, I might have the real answer, but I'm like, what the fuck yeah? And they're like, this guy's an idiot. And I'm like, oh, just come watch me do 15 minutes so I can express myself. I'm not always an idiot, you know? So this girl has style. I can say that. You all know you do. She's looking around and she's got the stylish hat on. I don't even know what time period that is. Like, normally you can just look at a hat and be a comic and be like, hey lady from the 20s or whatever. But this is like, I don't know what, Easter parade? I don't know. But it's good. And I can tell you feel good and you feel pretty. Like you have a glow right now. Do you, right? You do, right?
I'm pregnant.
You're pregnant? Okay. Oh, she's lying to you guys. All right. I was about to brag about how good I was. Like, of course she's pregnant. I knew that just through intuition. And she's like, I'm lying with my hat. You're a comic also?
Starting.
Okay, guess what? You're doing a fucking horrible job all of a sudden. You killed with the lie about being pregnant, and then it's been all downhill from there. But that was a good first set. You did like 33% of it was rocking. And if you would have jumped off then, you would have been the best comic on the show so far. Okay, I'm not really talking to you. I'm pretending to talk to you. I'm trying to keep the trajectory. We remember the spilled coffee and the guy who yelled at me about Tony being Latino. The show keeps going off the rails. Where was I? Oh, I was talking about everyone looked good, right? Like, right, she's got a fur coat on. That guy's got on his stylish English jacket and hairstyle, facial hair as well. You know, like, do you ever have those moments where you look too good? I do it all the time. You guys don't know what I'm talking about? You never looked in the mirror right before you leave and you're like, this is ridiculous.